Hey guys, it's that time of the month where we start looking at the Statue of Liberty again. And although not a lot going on with the Statue of Liberty this month, I still think there's a few updates that are worth talking about, so let's get into it.
Why? Existential crisis stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me started on that.
One thing I wanted to save for a special video, but that idea's now kind of gone out the window, so I'll just show them off here, is that a while ago I managed to get my hands on one of these Sam Raimi Spider-Man figures. But if I'm honest, I was really hoping they'd have an official version of this figure re-released by this point. One with maybe some updated printing to the arms, and some nice dual molded legs with some printing on it as well. You know, like most Spider-Man figures these days. Thankfully, Spider-Man figures seem to be the only figure that LEGO actually care about. Although saying that, I would have thought there'd be No Way Home sets by now, but hey, we'll just, you know, I guess we'll just wait. But unfortunately, that does mean with this figure being from so long ago, that there are a few inconsistencies between this figure and the one from 2022. But considering Tobey has his mask off for a lot of this scene, I figured we could try and update this figure by giving him a new face print. There were many face prints suggested, but I ended up going with this official LEGO Marty McFly one. I think the little marks under the eyes just really make it look like Tobey Maguire from the No Way Home film. And I decided to go with this sweeping hairpiece in dark brown because I thought that looked the most like Tobey Maguire. I know I could try and make this figure a slight bit more detailed by replacing the legs with some dual molded ones, but considering this figure would be very expensive to replace at this point, and I got an extremely good deal on this figure considering I bought it before No Way Home came out, if I break that hip piece, I'm going to kick myself. So for now, we're just going to keep it with the normal dark blue legs, and this is the same reason I'm not replacing any of the arms for those who are asking about the arms as well. But I will say I do have something planned for the future that I'm still waiting for to turn up that might be able to fix some of the issues we've experienced today with this figure. But moving on, I want to talk a little bit more about the Green Goblin. Now for those of you who saw one of the previous episodes, you would know we've already done the Green Goblin from this scene, and I was actually extremely happy with this considering it was a full purist figure. But then Firestar Toys hit me up and said they had their own version of the 2002 Green Goblin coming out, which they said they'd be willing to send me. So they send it to me, and this is what it looks like. Now obviously it's in the brighter green color, I much prefer my version in the darker green color, but the main reason I wanted this figure is for the face print. If LEGO don't do a face print like this when they eventually make official figures, I will be extremely disappointed because this figure looks fantastic with this new face print on. And as much as I did love the Kite Man face print, I think this perfectly replicates LEGO's style. And you can see with this figure up on his glider, it really does set this figure apart from the rest, and I can't wait to have this flying around the head of the statue. Even his alternative face print, showing that worried look, is perfect for Norman Osborn. I don't understand why LEGO hasn't re-released this figure yet. Even if they did like a Marvel Legacy collection, I could see these two figures being included. I think they sell phenomenally, considering that No Way Home reignited the flame for some old Sam Raimi sets. I even spoke a load about what kind of sets I want to see coming out of No Way Home in a previous video. That included some sets from the Sam Raimi universe and some sets from the Andrew Garfield universe, giving us updated versions of both suits, with some enemies thrown in there just so we can get more diverse figures that we haven't seen before, or in a very long time. Now obviously this face print does come as part of a full figure. Now I won't be using the full figure, however this is a fantastic alternative if you don't have that original 2002 figure. It features some really nice arm printing and leg printing, and I'll throw a link in the description if you want to pick this guy up along with my 10% discount code. It even comes with a round version of the pumpkin bomb instead of these flat discs that I bought as well from Firestar Toys. I'll leave it up to you guys which one you think I should use, just throw it in the comments below, I'll see it. Now moving on to the statue. So we're a fair few months into this project now, and unfortunately I still have nothing built. And although I have been buying a load more bricks for this project, with reddish brown bricks seemingly to double in price since the start of the year on websites like Bricklink, almost to the exact same price as what LEGO is selling them on their official website, I'm getting increasingly worried about finishing this project. Mainly because buying all of these bricks is going to take time. And although I love the idea of a really massive overarching series that lasts a couple of years, this is not the project I saw doing that. Now I do not under any circumstances want to cancel this project at all. I've put way too much money into it myself, let alone the money that other people are putting in as well. But it does make me realize at the current rate that we're going, it's going to be a lot more expensive and time consuming than I once thought. Not only that, the model that I used AI to build just unfortunately hasn't worked. I have worked out that it is not feasibly buildable, means that I can take this basic shape of the statue, but I basically have to redesign the entire interior from scratch. Now this does come with some pros and cons. The pros being I should be able to make the piece count way lower considering I'd be building it myself and it wouldn't be AI building this, meaning I can really choose what bricks I want to use and what bricks I don't. hopefully sorting out a little bit more of that piece count issue. This should give us an opportunity to add a little bit more detail, and considering that a lot of people have asked for an interior, although I really don't want to do a full interior to this model, it will give me the opportunity to do some interior to this model. Obviously the cons on this is obviously it's going to take longer. I now have to redesign most of this statue from scratch, and with August being a very busy month for content creation, I don't know how I'm going to find time to do everything, but I'm going to try. Obviously with this series now being a once a month episode, hopefully I can spend some time on a quiet week, if such a thing even exists, to try and redesign the Statue of Liberty to the point where it's actually buildable. Like I say, the annoying part about this is it's going to look pretty much the same. It's just hopefully it will end up being cheaper and less pieces, therefore taking less time. However, one thing I can show you is that I did try dabbling around with some scaffolding. Now again, like the rest of the model, I need to try and find a way to get this cheaper, because a lot of this is tiled off. I need to just do a bit more research into certain pieces, so I can find out how much roughly the scaffolding is going to be, considering we're going to need a lot of it. And I really want to get started on some of the accessories for this statue, stuff like the Cures and the Daily Bugle helicopter flying around, as well as have some more minifigures like Ned and MJ that should be showing up. As well as all that, I will start building next episode no matter what we have, whether that's the helicopter we're going to have going around the statue or just starting the statue itself. I would really like to also start looking into things like Sandman. As you can see from the original drawing, I want him to be a massive brick built structure as well. But although he will mostly be a studio file, I want to start physically building the statue from bottom to top. So next episode, prepare to see some bricks being put down, even if it is not many bricks. August's schedule is looking really good in terms of mock building, mod stuff, and just fun projects. I can't wait for August with all these new sets, and hey, we've already started building some of them over on TommyC Live. If you didn't know I have a live streaming channel, it's in the description below, go and check it out. I'll see you guys in the next episode.